the way from Providence, Rhode Island, welcome to ParentCast, a podcast dedicated to new parents, new babies, and their new lives together. So listen and relax, because it's free, it's funny, and it's a lot better than therapy. Welcome to episode 6 of ParentCast. I'm your host, Mary Larson.
And I'm Mr. Mary Larson.
Otherwise known as my dashing husband, Blake. And we have 2 other gentlemen joining us today on the line. The first person I'd like to introduce is Carl. Say hi.
Hello.
And also, we have our friend Nick, who is in New York. Say hi, Nick.
Hi, Nick.
Okay, that was lame, Nick. I'm sorry, dude.
Don't be that guy.
Well, we are so thankful for both of you coming in today. Today's topic is all about pregnancy from the partner's perspective. So both of you actually have wives who are currently pregnant right now, and the audience knows plenty about Blake and myself, but we'd love to introduce them to you. So Carl, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I am currently 31 years old. I have blue eyes.
Do you like long walks on the beach, too?
I do.
Jeez.
I do. Currently, I have one daughter, another daughter on the way. My first daughter's 2 years old, so she's getting into the no phase, which is awful fun. And my wife's about in her 3rd trimester, starting last Monday. So she's getting to the uncomfortable stage, which is also so fun.
I remember those days. How about you, Nick?
Well, I just had to confirm with my wife that we are 22 weeks. I don't know if that's good or bad, or if it just makes me a terrible parent already. But yeah, 22 weeks. We're in Brooklyn, New York, and we're gonna have a baby, and it's gonna be a boy. What do you know?
It's the boy.
Is he going to speak in an Italian accent like that, too?
He's gonna move for the guts. I don't know.
Please do that for the first 5 years of their life, and it will be amazing.
Well, guys, we always start off ParentCast with a judgment-free zone story, which just gets the ball rolling and makes sure we're in the judgment-free zone for the whole time. So, Blake, what do you have?
I'm going to relinquish my judgment-free zone for Carl, because I know he's got a good one coming up. So, Carl, why don't you go ahead and start the judgment-free zone?
Oh, boy. So, all my daughter's milestones have been followed by... I'm not aware of her milestones until she hurts herself, because I don't know what she's capable of doing. Mm-hmm. So I'll give the first example. Like, for instance, I didn't know she could roll over until I put her on the couch. I was pretty proud of myself. I was folding clothes for my wife. I was like, I'm doing an awesome job.
Super A1 husband.
Yep, I'm watching the kid. I'm folding some clothes. And she rolled off it. And I hear a thud and a cry, and I go... Oh, my little girl can roll over! Yay! She's okay. She's fine. She's. I don't want any child protective services to come to my house or anything like that. But she's absolutely fine. So she's okay. There's no dents or permanent damage or anything like that. So I think it messed me up because, I picked her up and I was, shushing her, saying, "No, it's okay," and then she was fine. And then I always feel terrible because, I'm glad she can't make memories. Not yet. Hopefully, through my parenting, she will eventually be able to make memories with all the injuries that occur. Now, I heard Blake's past judgment-free zones, and I'm like, I'm going to make him feel a lot better. So I decided to...
I think Blake definitely feels better. And I'm glad that your little one is okay. But that's exactly why we do these judgment-free zone stories, just to kind of open things up and say that we're all parents, we're all trying things out, we're all in this together. Moving on to today's topic, pregnancy from the partner's perspective. So Nick, your wife is going through the first time. Blake, you've already been through it. And now Carl, you're going through pregnancy with your wife a second time. Let's jump right in. My first question for each of you is, what was it like the moment that you found out that your wife was pregnant?
Well, Nick, why don't you go first? Because you're the newest pregnant person here.
Sure. I guess I was surprised. I was, caught off guard, I guess, a little bit. Julie, my wonderful wife, came home from being away at a wedding and surprised me with the news. And it kind of floored me. I guess we'd been planning on it, we've been working on it, but you never really know until it actually comes true. And pretty spectacular.
Carl, what do you got?
Well, I don't think you're gonna get anything other than surprise, or joy or happy, because someone's gonna be, well, from our perspective, we're not gonna be like, oh man, I You messing with me? Are you joking?
Where's Ashton? Am I being punked?
Seriously? No, you're not serious, right? Oh, okay, great. No. Again, joy, happy, high fives all around, hugs.
Was there any difference between the first one and the second one?
Like we got the first one's always like, oh my goodness, yay! But after then the second one, we wanted to, and so the second one happened. I was like, oh yeah, not necessarily as excited. Not that I'm gonna be, thinking I'm really looking forward to meeting my second daughter, and it's not less, but it's like one of those things. Like you have so many pictures of the first one because it's all new and special, and then the second one is like, I think we got a picture around here somewhere. Like I was a second born baby, so I know what that's like. So I mean it's just happy all around.
Yep. For me, I was oh man, I was again to reiterate the point, overwhelmed. I Mary, my beautiful wife, also she told me when we were on a trip, we were going to Block Island, and for those of you who are in the Rhode Island area or the New England area, you probably know what Block Island is. It's like a Nantucket or like a Martha's Vineyard. It's just this vacation place. It's a nice place. And we're on the beach, and I'm sitting on a rock and on the beach, and she tells me that she's pregnant. And I was like, I was just totally shocked. Then I got this real sense of burden. Like,
yeah,
oh my God, dude, I'm going to have a kid. What do I do?
That didn't happen to me until I actually had it.
Really?
The whole freaking out.
Yeah, did you not believe that you were going to have a kid until it actually happened?
Well, I wasn't under like she's faking. I wasn't thinking that. But like the whole fact of like as soon as the new little bundle was there, and I'm like, okay, I'm in charge of this life, or I'm I have to make sure this I don't mess up, and just the weight of that whole situation came crashing down, and I tried to keep it together as much as you can. I think everybody has that at one point in time, kind of like, oh no.
I think I'm afraid of dropping it.
Well,
that's what I'm most afraid of.
I've done it. So
me too.
So they're soft heads. You can shape them back. There's helmets for it, so don't worry.
Kids are malleable. You'll be fine.
Yes.
I have a question for you guys, especially for Nick and Carl. I know that when I was pregnant, I used to really encourage Blake to try to be around other babies, whether it was, hold my friend's baby, or change this baby's diaper, just to get him used to touching babies and getting used to babies in general. So I don't know, was it kind of the same way for you? Did you have a little bit of an aversion to being around babies or touching babies?
No. Carl, did you touch babies? Sorry, I had to.
As an educator, I refrained from the question. All right, so anyway. No, I don't think I was ever really afraid of holding babies or anything like that. The one thing that I did have a pet peeve about is people that had babies would be like, if they had a poopy diaper or a pee diaper or something like that, and they said, oh, why don't you get practice changing? And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to have on-the-site training with my own kid. I don't want to touch anybody else's poo or pee unless they're related to me, be it either my kid or my parents or my wife or whatever. I'll clean up someone, like, people that are in the family. I'll clean up their bodily fluids. Anybody else, I'm not going to touch that. So
yeah, I feel like I'm not really going to seek out practice changing a diaper beforehand.
You don't need it.
I don't.
Plenty of practice, trust me.
Yeah,
you'll get enough. I don't know, Nick. You held Rhys a couple of times, and you look pretty good doing it.
Well, I'm a natural.
Has anyone told you about the first poo diaper?
Yeah, it's going to be a strange consistency, color, something weird. I haven't read all the books yet.
Dude, it's black. It's black as night.
There you go.
And it's terrifying.
It is.
It's like tar almost.
It's like nightmare out of her butt. It's dark and black, and it's just a blackness you've never seen. It's
like the smoke monster. For you Lost fans out there, it's just, it has this clicking noise, and the poop comes out, and it's just bad. It's just bad all around. Nick, what do you got going on and about plans and everything? Have you guys talked about your birth plan and all that other crap?
I know that the birth plan gets thrown away as soon as you get to the hospital. So that's what I'm going on. So I don't, we can write plans, we can come up with things to do, but I know that at the end of the day, I'm going to tell that doctor, put that epidural right in her, and we're going to have smooth sailing for the rest of the afternoon.
Are you nervous about being in the city and having the kid, or because I know we're in Providence here, so I mean it's a city, but it's not like Brooklyn. Like that's major.
Absolutely not. No, Brooklyn is the best place on earth. I'll tell you that right now.
They have hospitals there?
Well, there's like one or two where you don't die at.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so I think we're at one of those. And we've been planning the route. I think I got a couple of different routes of egress when I need to get out of here, so we'll be okay.
What I want to know from both of you guys is, and Nick, we'll start with you. Has your wife, Julie, gotten into like the demanding phase yet? Where she just demands random things in the middle of the night? Like, I want pickles and ice cream immediately, or, just give me that blanket, right now. Has she gotten into that yet?
Yeah, a little bit, but I try to preempt it. That's been my strategy, is I try to give her an overabundance of things that she might anticipate. I'm trying to anticipate her needs. That's what I'm trying to do.
Wow, you are way smarter than I.
If I can stay one step ahead of her, I feel like I'm winning this pregnancy thing.
Carl, what about you?
What I've noticed is the request for the object and the time that I have to get it has shortened significantly. Mm-hmm. It's basically, let's say, like, can I have a glass of water? Where is it? That's the kind of stuff that I have to, like, whatever she asks for, she needs it that very second. And if I'm not getting it, or if I'm not in the process of getting that right at that very second, she gets a little, like, you hear the...
I keep a bottle of water and a cooler of ice around my shoulder at all times.
I don't blame you.
You're really smart, Nick. That's a good idea. So, Blake, back it up. What exactly was it that I did that was so demanding?
You just wanted tacos all the time. And you know what? I'm going to be careful with how I answer this question.
No, remember, we entered the judgment-free zone, so I want you to be completely honest about what you have to say.
Well, yeah, okay,
Careful,
thanks. Yeah,
careful, Blake.
That giant elephant in the room. No, one of the hardest things that I had to deal with, and I know Nick is dealing with this now too, is that damn pillow. What's it called?
Oh, Christ. That pillow.
That pregnancy pillow. What's the name of it?
I think it's called a Snoogle.
Snoogle. Yes, I think that's correct.
Basically, the Snoogle. Basically, the Snoogle is this.
It's a wall between a man and a woman.
Yeah, any shade of intimacy in any respect is now gone. Like, you can't even like hold the hands. And
no, she's being plenty intimate. It's just with the pillow.
yeah. I mean, that thing is just it's like a giant C. That's the shape essentially, and it's like the Great Wall of China. Like it separates the man and the woman, and it takes up the whole bed, and you gotta like scrunch like on your own side. And I couldn't sleep, and Mary is getting, she's pregnant, and like she's starting to get bigger, and it was just miserable the whole time. I hated it.
Well, what size bed do you guys have?
We got a queen.
See, I got the king.
Oh yeah, you need the king.
That's what you
king over here as well.
Oh, I hate both of you guys. I'm too cheap to buy a king.
Between 6'4" Blake, 5'11" me, and then this huge Snoogle, Blake was honestly left with like an eighth of the bed.
Thankfully, an eighth of a king is still a single, so I'm all right.
Have you guys read the books yet? And you know what I'm talking about too.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
No.
My wife read some books when her first pregnancy. She has not read anything recent because she's working and she's busy doing other stuff. And we figured that we already got one in, one out. We'll figure out how to do the rest. I didn't do any reading whatsoever.
Nick, what about you? You read the books yet?
I'm applying my high school reading methodology to that.
Which means not at all.
Yes, I've opened the cover. I know the first sentence, last sentence kind of deal. I'm looking for pictures, captions, little chapter summaries. We're getting there.
Don't let your baby fall down the stairs.
I got time.
Dude, that time runs out real quick. Yeah. I'm just telling you. You blink and she goes from 22 weeks and then the kid's popping out. I'm telling you, it happens like I can't
believe
done.
I'm in my she's already in her third.
I can't believe you're having a second kid.
I didn't learn my lesson.
No, okay. My question to you, Carl, is this: what the hell were you thinking? What? Seriously, I can barely deal with one kid. What? Getting a second one?
It's so easy. I don't like sleep. Let's sleep.
Yeah, dude, no way. Nick, would you ever have a second kid? Or are you just firmly stuck on one?
He doesn't know.
I don't.
He doesn't know
yet.
the first.
I don't know the first thing about misery yet.
Has anyone ever told you? Well, get as much sleep as you can. Have they told you that?
Oh, I hate that.
Everybody tells me that.
Yeah, I know. It's what I've been hearing.
Like, catch up on the sleep now.
Yeah,
yeah. I hear it. Yeah. Yes, they cry a lot. Thank you.
I know. I get it. Thank you.
I'm trying to mentally prepare myself for physical exhaustion, and I don't know how to do that.
You do it because you have to.
Yeah, basically that's what it is. You know, one of the things I think is a good idea is to like kind of work yourself into it. So like go to bed at midnight, and then set your alarm for 5. And then that way you're working your way into it, but like don't hit the snooze button. Like you got to get up.
My wife let me buy a PS4, so I've just been playing that until about 1 or 2 in the morning just to simulate the experience as best I can.
That works.
I'll tell you right now, my kid's going to sleep 8 hours a night by the third night. All right? And that's just how it's going to be.
Hey, what kind of blue meth are you smoking? Because I want Heisenberg's best.
I think the reason why we had having the second one because the first one was so easy. I think by like the end of the first month, I think she was almost like sleeping like 6 hours a night.
Oh my god!
So we're like, oh okay, this is easy, and I'm sure the next one like coming out is gonna be like oh you think no, we're gonna stay up.
You're gonna end up with a kid like mine.
Yes,
just constantly up. All
I remember
time.
talking to you. You were not in a good place,
dude. I was in a haze. I was in a complete haze. Just walking around just with like white noise all around me all the time. It was like someone had put the static channel on TV and I was walking in it all the time. It was terrible.
How long were you on like leave from work and stuff like that?
I took about a week off.
No, you didn't. It was like 5 days.
Yeah, well, no, I mean we had like the 3 year. How many days were we in the hospital, sweetheart? Like 4 days.
Yeah, it was something weird. Like even though I had a vaginal birth, I didn't have a C-section. We were there. Let's see, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We left Monday. Yeah, so 4 days and 3 nights.
Yeah, so I had those 4 days off, and then I think I took a couple extra days at the house just to make sure that she was all right, and then we were good. Yeah,
because like. Lisa had it was like the special times like we went in one day but she didn't give birth until like 12 like 15 so we were able to stay the extra couple days because of insurance and we used them because we could and I think I tried the day we got back to the hospital I tried to say I think I'm gonna try to go back to work the next day and she's like oh okay trying to be supportive. And then, like, 3 o'clock in the morning, she comes in. She's like, the baby's been crying ever since you went to sleep. I'm like, okay, I'll stay home. And the thing is, I grabbed the little one, and she fell right asleep.
Oh.
And Lisa was like, you son of a gun.
Carl and Blake, I have a question for you guys. Are there any tips or tricks that you guys can tell Nick or any of our listeners who might be first-time, soon-to-be dads? Or Nick, actually, better yet, do you have any questions that you want to ask Carl and Blake?
What do I need to look out for as we approach the third trimester?
Oh, geez. I would say just general... The thing that I hated during the third trimester was... the general miserableness. I mean, really.
Yeah.
And sweetheart, I'm sorry. And this is judgment free here, so we're in a safe place.
We're in a safe place. We're in the bubble of peace.
Bubble of peace here.
Nice disclaimer, Blake.
I know. Thank you. No, yeah, just general miserableness. I mean, like big and just uncomfortable,
Yep.
and I hate everything. The mood swings.
Oh, the mood swings.
Oh, dude, and I know, Kyle, you're going through it right now, so it's more fresh in your mind.
Here's the thing. I have a 2-year-old that you can't reason with, and I have a wife that's, starting her third trimester, trying to reason with a 2-year-old, and it's just like I'm like I can't win.
Yeah.
Like it's incredible. Like just like. Seeing her try to like reason and like, but the thing is like she's running around like crazy now, and Lisa just can't keep up because she's got the belly. It's in the way. As I said, I'm taking over mainly like bathing and like trying to dress her and try to basically doing a lot of the physical, like just holding her if she wants to dada up or and also she goes to mama up, but mama can't pick her up because she's she's carrying the little one, and like, or if we bring her to bed, she can't sleep between us anymore because she starts kicking, and she'll kick my wife's stomach, so she has to be on my side, and it's just like so having like the toddler and having a pregnant wife, it definitely falls more on the dad's shoulders, trying to take care of the toddler and trying to take care of your wife as well.
Let's even go a step further. How was it as the partner's side when labor started and once you got into the birth? What was that like? You know what? Not even at the hospital. How about like early that day when labor is starting? What was that like for you guys?
What's the oh crap moment?
Yeah, no, it really is.
It's all crap.
It's like, oh my God, now's the time, dude. Now it's gonna happen.
And the thing is, with the first pregnancy, Nick, it might be a while before that she actually gives birth, or you might have false labor, or was it Braxton Hicks?
Braxton Hicks, yeah.
Contractions. So you'll like get up down there, and but nothing will happen. It's just Braxton Hicks. It's false labor.
Yep.
And I remember, that like she actually, I think my wife, she started labor like at 1 o'clock, but she didn't get me up until 6.
Oh wow, really?
She didn't. And the thing is, then we went to the hospital, and we were there for like 4 hours, and she didn't progress, so they sent us home.
Oh my God.
And then we were home, and she basically you get the apps on the phone. Do you guys have the app?
We got the apps. I got the contraction timer on my. I still got it on my phone.
Yep.
Jeez.
I know, dude.
No,
you're gonna need
download a contraction timer.
You gotta download a contraction.
You just
timer,
gotta do it the day of the. That's what I did. The day of the. Or when she she tells you, oh, I'm having contractions. That's when you download it, and then you get rid of it afterwards. So basically, she had to tell me like, when do we go again? When do we go back to the hospital? When it's at this, and basically she was home for like 15 minutes, and she was at that point like every 3 minutes or something like that. She was having a contraction. So we're like, all right, let's go back, and then we were back, and we got.
I do have a question for you, gentlemen.
Yep.
What did you guys do when the physical rage began to happen?
What
drugs, son? What rage?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you see, my wife,
drugs,
God love her, she decided that she was not going to have any help whatsoever. She was going to like push that thing out, and it was going to be like, I am woman, hear me roar. No epidural, no drugs, no nothing. So the rage started. It wasn't necessarily rage towards me. It was just like you could see her go into a zone. It was like this real primal
focusing.
Like, yeah, dude, like a mother wolf protecting her cubs. It was really weird. It was very primal.
Sounds pretty intense.
I know, it really was. It was like, I don't know. It was like something possessed her. But I'll tell you, her labor was really long. It was long and difficult. And it was like 24 hours. And I actually remember doing the contraction timer. We were watching that. We were watching the Total Recall, the remake with Colin Farrell.
Oh,
so it was like really bad, And we were just doing anything to pass the time. And I also had a doula too. And the doula, and Nick, if you don't have one yet, I will recommend one.
Yeah, we got some names.
Oh, you do? Oh, thank God, dude.
Yeah.
Because a doula will literally save your life during a pregnancy.
That's what I'm hoping so.
I got drugs.
No,
I had drugs. She was pretty.
Wait, you got drugs yourself?
No, I'm saying we as my wife, not myself. It'd have been pretty sweet.
I don't know. You might be popping a J at some point. I don't know.
No, she was pretty much hurting until we actually got admitted and let up, and then they put the epidural right in her back, and she was like, "Oh, okay." She actually helped me write my grad application.
Oh my God.
She did. I was asking, honey, how does this sound? And then I'd say it and be like, just give me your iPad. And she actually did it for me while she was on those wonderful, wonderful drugs. And yeah, it wasn't that bad. It was kind of like a nice cocktail they gave her, and then they pushed out the baby, and the baby was fine. She cried and did everything like that. I mean, my wife had a bunch of questions like, is this going to hurt the baby? Is this bad for the baby? And they were like, no, it's fine. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And it was good. I mean, props to Mary. I don't know how
she could do it.
No,
neither do I. It was terrible. And that's the thing too. Everyone's going to say, oh, pregnancy is so beautiful and it's so great. It's liberating for the woman. But for the dude, for the guy, it's really a giant pain in the butt. It really is. I mean, like because
You have to sound how bad you sound right now.
I know.
It's so.
It's just so
there was a
bad.
game I wanted to watch.
I know. The socks were on. No, seriously though, like
All the waiting.
no, it's terrible. And the thing that I want to stress to all the guys out there, and especially you, Nick, every pregnancy is different. Every birthing is different. And it was one way for me. For me, it was horrible because I had to sit there and see my wife in pain, and there was literally nothing I could do.
See, I didn't have to do with
Yeah,
with,
see, there
with
you
the
go.
drug, so it was fine. It was like all of a sudden, I'm like, all right, time to push, and gave a baby.
And for me, I had to sit there and watch her like physically try to push this kid out for 24 hours.
I can see that being emotionally.
And
draining.
it was I had to leave the room. Like I had to leave the room for like 10 minutes just because I couldn't deal with how like awful she felt. It was really bad.
The baby was backwards. I mean, that there was a reason why it took so long.
Again, that leads to the pregnancies being different from everybody.
Like, for instance, the first pregnancy that Lisa had, like the whole way through, was not a hiccup, nothing wrong, just pretty much by the book. Now the second one, I mean, we've had hiccups here and there, nothing big, but basically just things that basically might be caused by picking up a toddler. You have to like take it easy, and it's totally different from the first time that we had a kid. So it's just like you just have to basically be ready for anything.
One of the things too that I learned was bribe the nurses during the hospital stay.
Really?
Bribe the nurses, baby.
That's an
Definitely.
excellent tip right there.
No, it totally is. And Nick, I don't know what you have planned or whatever, if you do have anything planned.
How do you bribe the nurses?
Well, a big stack of Benjamins don't hurt. But no, what I did is actually I brought Greg's cake. For those of you who don't live around here, Greg's cake is
Death
like
by chocolate.
Death by chocolate.
Oh.
It's like the best cake that's ever been invented.
Oh my God.
Like legitimately.
I
And
need a minute.
and so what I did was I went out and I had this Greg's cake and I brought it for the nurses. And every single day afterwards, I went out to Dunkin' Donuts and I got a box of Joe, a dozen donuts, and like a bunch of muffins for every day I stayed at the hospital. And that way, when your kid's born, you're gonna get the special treatment, dude. You're the king, and anything you need, it's done.
Blake, wasn't Mary the only person on the ward that gave birth?
Well, the first day, yeah, she was.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're wondering why you got all the attention.
I know, right?
I'm like,
so it wasn't the Dunkin' Donuts.
It must have been the cake. I think she was the only one there. I think she was.
Nick, you're doing a hospital, right? You're not
doing their job.
You're not doing like a home birth or nothing, right?
Not to my knowledge. Yeah, we're at a hospital.
Oh, good. So Julie's not as crunchy as Mary, who wanted to do the home birth.
Oh, listen, Julie.
I totally did.
Who's cleaning the tub?
Oh, dude,
Julie is plenty crunchy. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh,
but listen, I'm gonna have that epidural in my left hand, and when she gives a little push there, I'm just gonna just put it right in there, and then we're gonna have a nice afternoon.
Nick, what's the craziest thing you had to deal with Julie so far?
So far?
Yeah.
Oh,
this is judgment free. Come on, bro.
Yeah, well, she's sitting next to me, so I can't. I don't know.
She's a hitter, isn't she?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That I guess
Tap
her,
the mic twice.
Her morning sickness was pretty violent.
Show
that
me
right
on the
now.
doll where
She had
touched you.
the. Oh, jeez.
The way I would explain it to my friends is that, bro, imagine waking up with a hangover every day for 2 months.
My wife
and that's what it was like.
never had any morning sickness
Really?
Yeah.
ever for both.
Oh, you are a blessed.
I know. I was fortunate too. Mary got like nauseous, but she never got sick. What's it like dealing with like a woman that is just
we've
sick
never had to
all
deal
the
with that.
time?
Well, okay. I mean, you guys, everyone has a refrigerator, right?
Of course.
Yeah. So I opened that refrigerator, and about 60 feet away, upon opening the refrigerator, my wife says, "Oh my God, what's in that refrigerator that's dying?" And I said, I don't know. I didn't even open it. And, the senses of a golden retriever. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, man. So have you had to avoid like certain foods and everything?
I haven't been able to eat regularly. Well, I was not able to eat regularly for 2 months. I had to, anytime that it was water, more water, saltines,
Wow.
and water.
Did not have
There
to
was a
deal with
point when she was able to start eating some pickles. and that was nice. But I couldn't even cook for myself. If I cooked, she's like, "Oh my God, what is that? Throw it away." I was like, "It's spaghetti."
Yeah, I'm boiling water. Sweetie.
So,
Nick,
yeah, that was a challenge.
I have an important question for you. An extraordinarily important question.
Please.
That every man must answer at one point in time. Are you going to look or are you not going to look?
Oh.
Oof.
And you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. I'm a man of adventure.
Oh.
So I'm going to look.
You're really going to look?
Yeah, why not? I mean, come on. That's my child.
Wow.
Yeah.
I looked.
You look too?
I looked.
Oh, my
Blake,
God.
Are you going to say you didn't look?
I cut the cord, sucker.
You cut the cord?
I cut the cord.
Wow.
Blake, I'll do you one better.
Yep.
I'm going to eat some placenta.
Oh. You know what?
That's
You had to go there, didn't you?
No, I mean, you said this is judgment-free zone, right? So I can say that without you ragging on me. Right?
I don't know. Dude, I might judge you a little bit right now.
No, Blake.
There's
not
a little
allowed,
judging
not
going
allowed.
I was going to ask if you had any good recipes.
Oh.
God.
Throw a little garlic on there.
Stop, please.
just let it go.
I'm gonna get.
Maybe some soup.
Maybe drop it in a smoothie.
Oh my God.
No one will know.
Oh, my God. Why in God's name would you ever want to eat a placenta? Oh.
What?
I think it's more out of shock value.
You know what? You know what the thing is? I was thinking that that Julie was the crunchy one. I think I'm wrong. I think you might be the crunchy one, dude. Because the only person I've ever heard wanting to hear it eat a placenta was my wife, and she is the crunchiest person I've ever
seriously,
met.
is that a thing?
Yeah, that's a thing.
That's a
Well,
thing.
I'm only interested in doing it because people said it's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing, though, for the women. Like, I don't think you get any benefits if you're a guy eating it.
You're gonna grow a pair of
Yeah,
boobs.
Who's the first chick that did that and be like, you know what? I'm gonna
Blake,
go
why
ahead and
don't you
put that back
explain
go put that back in my mouth.
All right, so this is the deal. Because my wife is like a super hippie, dude. We looked into this stuff, and I from the get go, I was like, nah, guy, we ain't doing that. Like, no placenta in my house. Okay, the only placenta that's in this house is in your body, and it's staying in there until it comes out and it's getting trashed. We looked into it though,
I know.
and like people like they freeze dry it, and they put it into pill form. So like because like it helps with like baby blues and like it's like really
It's called antidepressant.
I know. Just give me the Xanax.
Of course, if you're breastfeeding, you can't do it.
So
That's why I'm going to drop it in a smoothie.
oh God, no way, dude. That's just I don't even want to look at it.
It sounds like a placebo to me. I give her a Skittle. Yeah, this is your placenta. There you go.
Have fun. It's
Yeah.
sweet.
Oh, it tastes like a Tic Tac. Yeah.
It's actually the green apple variety.
Yeah, it's really good. And
So, Blake, you tell me that if you came over to a dinner party of mine and I said, hey, after dinner,
with the
you
bottle
might have
of
just ate a little placenta.
Chianti.
Listen, I got a feeling that I'm going to be down in Brooklyn when Julie gives birth to your child, and I have no problem with that. But I will not be eating anything in your house unless it's delivered by like Sal's Pizza or something. There's no way I'm
It
eating
sounds like
any
something from,
placenta.
like, Hannibal.
You're not going to trust the sausage in the marinara.
Oh no way, dude! No way. Yeah, it does sound like something from Hannibal.
Hannibal,
You know,
yeah.
when he eats the brain. Oh God, Ray Liotta, great job.
Carl, what was it like being able to cut the umbilical cord? That was something that Blake didn't get to do.
No, I did kind of want to cut the cord. I didn't mind that, but for those of you who don't know, the cord was wrapped around Rhys's neck
Yeah, you
and
can't-
his stomach, so I couldn't cut the cord. The doctor had to do it immediately, otherwise he wasn't coming out.
Yeah, they put the two clips, the
Blood don't come out.
Yeah, exactly. And and I went right in there and I cut. I told him, like, I'm not gonna cut the cord, but it was kind of like heat of the moment kind of thing. I'm like, would you like to cut the cord? And like my daughter's right there, and I felt like if I said no, she's gonna look at me and go, what's your problem?
She's gonna judge you.
Are you not good enough? Am I not good enough for you to cut my cord? I'm like, she'd look at me judging eyes. So I was like,
What did it feel like when you were cutting it? Was it like rubbery?
It's rubbery.
Yeah.
It's definitely the rubbery sensation you get in there. They have to have good scissors because none of those little plastic things, because they wouldn't do the job.
Like the Fisher Price ones?
Yeah, that doesn't cut it. You get like grade school. You need the grown up scissors.
See, I was kind of afraid to cut the cord because I was afraid that I was going to see south of the border, and I wasn't prepared to see south of the border.
I saw. Well, the thing is, I looked. I saw. The thing is, like, I saw Samantha coming out, and then I just followed her coming out. I didn't really.
Yeah. You didn't really focus on it?
Focus too much. I didn't like go, whoa! That's...
Nick, I don't know how you feel about it, but like for me, I love my wife. I'm attracted to my wife. Okay, we're gonna keep this clean, but you know what? I want to remember that area in a somewhat personal manner, and I don't want to like picture every time, whatever.
Yeah, I can understand the point. I can understand your point of view there.
But I will say this. When it was all said and done, the kid came out, placenta and all that other afterbirth came out. I didn't see any of that crap, which was fantastic. But I was going to the bathroom, and the bathroom was situated right directly across from Mary, where she was laying down. And somebody asked, "Oh, hey, Blake, can you go grab this?" And I turned around to go grab whatever the heck it was. I forget what it was. And as I turned, I saw it. I saw the war zone. And it was just, the sea was angry that day, my friends.
Oof.
The sea was angry.
Aww.
It was an angry, angry sight.
It's something that you can't unsee.
No, and like I saw it, and like I closed my eyes, but
it wouldn't go away.
It wouldn't go away.
It wouldn't go away.
I saw it.
I
the
really
next
hope
day.
none of our listeners are eating while they're listening to this podcast.
You know what? You probably weren't. You tried to close your eyes, but I think you were in shock. You're like, I can't look away.
All right, so now that we're going to fast forward past birth, let's chat a little bit about what it's like in the hospital after the baby is born, after all of that beautifulness that you were describing. Blake and Carl, what kind of heads up do you have for Nick and Julie about what it's like in the hospital after your bundle of joy has finally arrived?
A couple of days after, it was very tense because I couldn't sleep. Because every sound that your kid makes, it's like a sure sign of death. And he burps or he farts or something comes out and he groans, and it's just like, oh my God, it's my kid choking, and you're on high alert. I remember Mary going to the nurse and saying, hey, my son's turning purple. What's the deal? And the kid wasn't turning purple at all. It was just the lighting.
Yep.
But you're on such high alert that you're looking out for anything.
Yeah.
And that's a difficult part, just staying on point the whole time.
You also had to deal with the circumcision, right?
Yes.
Taking care of the danger zone.
Correct.
I didn't have to take care of no danger zone.
Yeah, that's what I want to ask you about that. What's it like dealing with a girl?
I never knew I would have this kind of relationship with a vagina.
What the maintenance part?
Maintenance of vagina. I never really thought I would have to be taking care of one, because when you're taking care down there, you have to do front to back. You got to check in there. You got to really get in there to see if you got everything. And I got to say, the first couple times, not incredibly comfortable doing that.
Yep.
It's funny that you say that, Carl, because I felt the same exact way dealing with Rhys when I needed to start changing him and cleaning up his man parts. It was weird. And I even had to call Blake in during bath times and everything, because I don't have what's down there. I have something very different, and I didn't know if what it was doing was wrong or if it felt funny. So it's interesting to hear that as a dad, you felt a little odd dealing with your daughter's lady bits, because I can definitely tell you that it was a little weird for me as well, vice versa.
Yeah, definitely weird. And like the maintenance of the umbilical cord, because you'll have to learn how to deal with that. Did you guys do the alcohol swab around the?
Yeah, we were actually told to not do the alcohol.
Really?
Yeah, just let it happen on its own, and it does.
We were told to do the alcohol. I just did a Q-tip. Actually, no, we had swabs, and we just kind of clean it, and it was just to dry it out and just to keep it clean. And we did that, and then it kind of fell off. Like, I think in like maybe a couple weeks, and that was like our first little major. Like, oh
no,
they're growing up so fast.
I know. Nick, have you guys talked about doing? I know this is a personal question. If you haven't yet, then don't worry about it. But have you talked about like circumcision and all that other stuff?
Yeah, we have.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna go for that.
Yeah, because you are, because there's like there's like a lot of stuff you got to do for that too, man.
Yeah.
Make sure you get tons and tons and tons of lube. That's another thing I want to say to you too.
Petroleum jelly.
Yeah, sorry. Whatever it is.
It's petroleum jelly.
It's
Isn't that a form
baby,
of
not a
lubrication?
13-year-old.
I'm just going to leave that one alone. When you're at the hospital, right, make sure you do everything you can to steal everything there.
It's not called stealing, it's called acquiring. Like, for instance, if you say, like, I got the Infamel stuff.
Oh, yeah.
We got that, and basically the nurse would come in and they say, here's some Infamel stuff. But as soon as a new nurse came in, we'd ask for more. Mm-hmm. So we walked out of that place with, like, 2 duffel bags full of just tchotchkes and those, like, cloth diapers, like nipple things, like Infamel, like no suckers.
Oh,
Get as many of those little things as you can.
I'll tell you right now, my dad stole so much stuff in the hospital that I was able to play doctor till I was about 12 years old and not run out of stuff.
Yes.
All right.
so you have it in your DNA then.
I think I'll be swiping some stuff.
All right, gentlemen, it is time for the wine of the week. Carl, what do you got for your wine of the week?
The wine of the week for me is basically people on Facebook that promote the crap out of breastfeeding. That's pretty much shove it down your throat that it's the best thing for your child. Now, I know they don't mean it that way. We didn't do breastfeeding for Samantha, and we had our own reasons for doing that. But it seems like it makes us feel like we're bad parents if we don't do, like, oh, it's natural and this is what you should do. And then the parents that take it too far, I'm like, well, little Johnny's 6 years old and he still breastfeeds and he's fine. I'm like, no, Johnny's going to have issues if he's 6 years old and still breastfeeding.
No one will ever live up to his mother.
No. at that
Sweet
point.
like 1,000 melons?
Oh, God.
It's like one of those things. If your kid can go, Mama, milk,
yeah.
and then, latch on, that's just...
Yeah, if your kid can say, Mom, I'm hungry, like that's when the breastfeeding should probably stop.
Full sentences, words with syllables, more than one of it. It's just a little much.
We'll see.
Nick, what do you got? What's your wine of the week today?
I'm sick of everyone asking how my wife's feeling, not asking how I'm feeling. I'll tell you what, all right? I'm going through this too. That's pretty insensitive.
That doesn't go away, Nick.
No, actually, when you have the kid, it gets worse.
It does. It gets much worse. You don't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing that people ask you now is, "Oh, how's the kid? How's the kid doing?" Or
a good friend of mine just had a baby, and I went over there, and we, Julie was nice enough to buy a little gift for us, and then we took it over there, a nice little outfit, and I brought the outfit, and I bought a big bottle of Bullet bourbon, and I said, not enough people think about Dad, and here's your gift.
Oh, that a boy.
You gave Dad a push gift.
That's right.
He deserved it too, probably.
A year ago, I did not know what a push present was.
Wow. Are you gonna get the push present?
Thanks to Bravo, I know what a push present is.
Yes, my wife does.
Is she giving you the eyes?
Yeah, the ribs.
I mean, I think Dad being in the waiting room, or not in the waiting room, being in the delivery room, that's a gift. That's present. I'm present.
Yeah, I'm here. Be happy about it.
That's good.
I gave you a child.
Yeah. You're welcome.
You have the seed of my loins. Be happy about it.
You have my last name. You're welcome.
That's payment enough.
Yeah.
Now it's time for wins of the week. Nick, you start off. What's your win of the week?
Well, we found out we're having a boy. So that's a win right there.
Yeah,
How about that
go.
for a win of the week?
Yep, I like that. Carl, what do you got?
I mean, just general stuff like, when I go pick her up from daycare and she runs up to me and gives me a hug and, just says, "Dada, dada."
Yeah.
And just, just happy and gives me a kiss on the cheek.
Yeah.
And it's just, I know it's corny, but it's awesome.
Now it is time for the parent picks of the week. So, Carl, what do you got?
I got basically helping with maybe nap time. I know my daughter has a binky, And when we put her down for sleep, we typically have at least 3 binkies in the bed with her. So basically, when she's reaching around in the middle of the night, if she happens to drop one, she can find another one and pop her right back in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my little tip of the week. Try to put binkies in strategic positions so she actually can find it if she happens to lose in the middle of the night.
Nick, how about you?
Tell her she's beautiful and that she looks fantastic.
Oh, you're such a sweetheart. And I'm sure it doesn't help the fact that she's sitting right next to you as you're doing this too.
Like, have you done that this week?
She's smiling, so we're all good.
Mary, what do you got?
I think that's about it. I think you guys did a great job. I had a blast listening to all of your insight and kind of how you see things from your perspective.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much, Nick.
Thank you.
And good luck. I'm really excited for you guys. And I'm excited for you too, Carl.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting the new addition.
Yeah, the little lady.
Yes.
And Blake, I'm just excited for us to one day have a night's sleep. That's what we have to look forward to.
But just a night with an actual 6 hours straight of sleep. That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
ParentCast is a Tall Mom Media production. Please do not take anything that we say as true facts. We are not specialists or really anything. We're just parents who are trying to figure this thing out. So research things on your own.
Don't sue us.
Please.
Woof woof.